Mom, if you are watching this, I want you to exit out this video right now. Family members, dad, if you're watching this, I need you to click out the video.
She keep on calling me Zaddy. She keep on calling me Zaddy. That little baby got a flatty.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing something a little different. I am discussing my celibacy, and I'm also going to be sharing with you tips and tricks on how I avoid breaking my celibacy. The reason I wanted to create this video, actually I was inspired by a hater. I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. Someone commented on my Instagram and said my celibacy is a lie, and how I'm actually having sex on the low, and how I'm putting on this whole front like I'm not having sex. So, I mean, I don't know how I gave off that impression, but whatever. I have nothing to hide. If something happened to where like I broke my celibacy or something like that, or say that happened to you, you can easily bounce back and get back on track. I'm going to start with what my celibacy means to me and why I chose to be celibate. First and foremost, self-respect. A lot of men nowadays, they don't really respect you. They don't respect the fact that you have standards. They don't respect the fact that you want to refrain from sex. So I decided to refrain from sex to see if I tell a guy that I am celibate, if he respects it or not. A lot of men don't. Prime example, and I wish I could show y'all these text messages, but I believe he may watch my videos, and I'm not trying to be messy, you know, and there's some other stuff that goes along with the story. I was talking to this guy about a week into talking to this guy. I told him that I was celibate, and after I told him that, he stopped talking to me. Like, the conversation is dry through text. Like, he's not really talking to me like he was, you know, before, when he thought things was about to get popping. The conversation is like dry and it's boring, and I'm like, really? So I could tell he's no longer really interested, and that's cool. Like, I prefer a guy to do that than a guy to pursue me to try to make me feel like they can make me change my mind or tempt me to break my celibacy or whatever. I actually prefer men to act like that. I mean, that's a typical guy. But also, I'm looking for a guy who will respect the fact that I'm celibate and will respect the fact that I choose to refrain from having sex. I am in control. No one can control me, and I don't know, it's just freedom. It's just the feeling of being in control of your life, you know. And I feel like sometimes when you are living that fast lane life, like, it can get out of control and you may end up in a place in life where you don't want to be. I know how to overcome temptation, because temptation is like a really, really big thing. Nowadays, everything is like with the snap of a hand. A lot of women are just willing to do any and everything, whenever, whatever, which, I mean, if that's you, that's you. But I want to be different. Like, I want to be the different type of girl. I want to be different. I don't want to go with what everyone else is doing. I want to be my own person. Let's get into the tips, because this is what really the video is about. So my first tip, and this is about to get real. I don't know what it is, but lately the temptation has been up a notch. Like, I mean, girl, you know, I feel like my celibacy has been kind of easy because I live in Kansas City and I don't feel like there are foreign men here, but I definitely take that back. I've been getting out more, and I've been seeing like fine men just walking around, and I'm like, what the hell? The temptation is getting harder and harder, and also, like, the men that have been approaching me are fine. Like, they, ooh, typically it leads to nothing because they can't get with the whole celibacy thing, which is cool. When I was dating, there were things that I did to help myself with the whole temptation thing. My number one thing was I did not get waxed. I don't wax the vagina. Yeah. And I'm not walking around like a hairy wildebeest, but I am like, how do I explain this? I do the bare minimum, okay? Because I can't stand a lot of hair, you know what I mean? Because it bothers me and it makes me feel like not feminine. I don't get professionally waxed. If I was sexually active, I would get professionally waxed. I don't get waxed at all. What I do is, like, I either wax myself, which is just like my bikini line, and then I trim, you know, but I don't go all out. Like, I do the bare minimum to where I can handle it, if that makes sense, to where I feel comfortable with my body. Also, when I was dating, dating, another thing that I did was to back that up, because you know, some of these men really don't even care about that stuff, but I do. Like, low-key, I'm high maintenance. Nothing's about to go down if my stuff is not on point. So, but just in case, I always back it up with some period panties. Yes, the period panties, the draws that are not cute, the ones that are not, you know what I'm talking about. Period panties, I always back it up with period panties, because you just never know. Like, sometimes you get in a situation where men really don't care. Like, you could say, well, I didn't shave, I didn't wax. They don't care. So you kind of gotta be like, okay, I need a backup plan. Period panties, they're my backup just in case the temptation is that strong. I don't know if you guys watch Daquanna White here on YouTube, but I freaking love her. She always does videos on masturbation and self-love. So she always reviews, you know, sex toys and things like that. If you are into that, I'm gonna link that information, or no, I'm gonna link her videos down below, or her channel down below, because she constantly reviews vibrators, all types of sex toys and things like that for women who are single. It's typically for women who are single, and she is a big firm believer in self-love and masturbation. So if you are into that, I'm gonna link her videos down below. This is my last tip that I'm gonna give you guys. Don't put yourself in a situation that's going to feed into the temptation. And let me explain. If you find yourself in the shower shaving, and you about to meet up with this guy, and you shaving in areas that you know you shouldn't be shaving. Also, another thing is, like, men will try to pressure you, and you got to know what your pressure points are. Like, honestly, I don't like anyone rubbing on my butt, because, like, you know, you can get aroused, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know where your pressure points are. Some people like the back of their ear, their earlobe and all that, the touching, you know. Try to refrain from that so that it don't lead to something else that you may regret later. You have to be in control, and you have to take control, and you have to let them know up front the expectations, your standards. Now, a lot of people, because I posted this on my Twitter and then I posted it on my Instagram, because I got a lot of DMs off of something that I posted on my Instagram, and people were like, you're stuck up. Having standards, high standards, whatever you want to call it, does not mean you're stuck up, okay? Let me give you the definition of the two, okay? When someone is stuck up, they feel self-entitled, okay? They feel like people owe them something. Having standards just means that you have a set of requirements, or a level of requirements for yourself. If a man ever tries to tell you that you're stuck up and your standards are just outrageous, tell him to step off. Don't ever let a guy try to make it seem like you're being ridiculous, you're being unreasonable, because they will try to belittle you, manipulate you, and make you feel like you're crazy because you have standards, you have requirements. And there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that man cannot handle the requirements, or he doesn't fit the requirements, or he just doesn't feel the need to put in that work to meet your requirements. So move on to the next guy. I do it all the time. I don't get offended. It's just there will be men who are for you, and then there will be men who aren't. The one that is, because really there's only one man for you, he will meet the requirements that you have, and he won't have any problem meeting those requirements. He won't even be like, this girl tripping. Like, he won't be like that. So stick to your guns. This pretty much completes this video. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it wasn't too much TMI. So thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.
When I first met you, you were cool, but it was game, you had me fooled. 'Cause 20 minutes after I gave you my number, you already had my mailbox full.
This is just straight bleach. I used 3 scoops of the basic white with 40 developer, and this is what I got.